Hi, and welcome to drawTalk with the Jared. I'm going to do a drawing today of RedditGetsDrawn from a submission by Fiend1138. He says, anybody want to draw my badass dad? Yeah, sure, I'll draw your badass dad. So, here we go. If you look down in the comments, you can see the image if you want to look at it as I go along. We're going to start here. Here's the head. I always start drawing heads with big circles. I try to get the general face shape in right away. I find that if you don't have the face shape right, you're kind of screwed the rest of the way because it's not quite going to go how you want it to. The head is very important to making a drawing look like it does in your head. Here's an ear. You can kind of see the other ear, but not really, so let's kind of dab it in. If you notice the circle is already smaller than the rest of it, that's fine. I do the circle as kind of like a general guideline. It's the top of the head, but in this case, since where I put the jaw, I bring it out a little more. See? Ta-da! Alright, now let's plan out the rest of his features. If you look at his nose, it hits about mid-ear, so that would be about here, and that's pretty true for most people. It's a little different from time to time. It's important to get features lined up with each other. I'm sure if you've done other art tutorials, you've seen before how they always do the middle of the head is where the nose rests. You divide down the middle, and then you do another in between the nose and the chin, and that's where the mouth is. It's not always true. It's a good guideline, but once you start getting into the nuances of faces, it's not going to be so true anymore. Let's throw an eyebrow in, another eyebrow. I always like to do big circles for eyes, kind of plans them better. And you always got to, and I think one of the hardest things I ever had to realize was that eyes are round. Like the eyeball is round and the eyelid goes over it naturally. But most people try to draw that, the little almond shape. And while that's all well and good, if you start round, then you can essentially mesh the eyelid around that. He's smiling, so he's got a little bit here. There's a little underside of his eye. Another thing when doing drawings of people, you want to try to exaggerate a little. Add a little bit more than what you see, because it'll really sell it at the end. So right now, if you're looking at the actual guy, it doesn't look a whole lot like him. But it'll get there. It'll all come together kind of all at once. Kind of looks like a young dude right now. So yeah, this is the first of my drawing sessions I'll be doing. I'm going to try to do these multiple times a week. I'll do RedditGetsDrawn ones. I'll do some tutorials. I'll, just kind of sketch around, see what people like, and see what you want to see more of. Let's do his beard. It's starting to come together. Normally I like to do these in red pencil, but I think I left it at work yesterday. So I'm dealing with the blue, which I like too. I just like the red a little more. It's fun with the contrast of everything of the darker pencil or pen. I've been penning a lot lately after. I didn't used to like to ink stuff, but I've gotten really into it. I've been using markers a lot too to color and getting experimental with how I do things. I used to just be pencil and paper. Tried digital, and I didn't really care for that. Although I like digital, but I like the control you get of looking directly at it. I really want to get one of the new Microsoft Surface tablets because they have a Wacom tablet on them, and so they work as a drawing tablet. They work phenomenally. If you thought about picking one up, I highly recommend it. I have one at work, so that's why I know how well they work. Been watching E3 the last couple days, so that's pretty exciting. Lots of new good games. I'm excited for the Halo pack that's coming out, but I don't really play shooters much anymore, so I'd probably buy it and it'll sit and collect dust. No Man's Sky, that's one I saw just today. That looks amazing. If you haven't seen it, check it out. No Man's Sky. His eyes are a little off. Oh well, we'll keep going. One thing I don't do a whole lot of is correcting a lot when I draw because I don't see the point. Some people will start over completely, and unless the whole drawing has no vision, then I don't scrap it. We're going to beef this guy up a little too. Give him epic dad proportions. I think forearms are one of my favorite things to draw. I don't really know why. They just always come together really well. I know that sounds really dumb. It's like it's not an arm until there's a forearm. I don't even know what I'm saying. I hope you have a better idea than I do. So what we're going to do after I do the pencils, I'm going to go through and ink it with a pen. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to know, I'm using, what is this? This is a Pentel 0.5 millimeter with just some basic blue lead. For pens, I really have been liking, I've got, what are they? They're Copics. I love the Copic pens. Although I found that the Sharpie pen works really well. So if you're on a budget and you don't want to order a Copic, go with the Sharpie pen. They are fantastic. In fact, I'll use that today to illustrate that fantasticness. Can't really tell what's around his neck, so I'm just going to make it something generic. A lot of people have a hard time with hands. Hands are really pretty simple if you just think about them in segments instead of the whole thing. I know it's probably not very descriptive, but we'll have to do a video about hands sometime. when I was always looking up or following people doing tutorials, it seems to be the one that get asked the most is, how do you do hands? These ones are kind of weird looking, but they're kind of positioned oddly in the picture. So we're just going to go with it. All right, that's good for now. Grab a pen. See? Sharpie pen. Nice little tip. All right, and then it's just pick a spot and go. So we're going to start with the glasses. I had a lot more details when I'm penning than I do when I'm penciling. For me, penciling is literally just the rough, or in this case, the blueprint. Then I can go through and ink and add in all those details. Because there's no reason to, if you know where they're going to be, you don't need to add them in with your pencil. You don't need to trace everything you do. Holden McNeil, you're a tracer. Yeah. Anyways. I'm going to correct the eye problem right now. Putting them level. Okay. Here's his nose. Smile lines in there. I don't know if you've heard the rule, but the rule is the more lines you add to the face, the more years you add. And that's kind of true for the most part. You have to be real careful with how many lines you add to a face. Because too many, and suddenly your person looks 10, 20, 50 years older. Especially keep that in mind when drawing female friends of yours, because they may get offended. Something I learned a long time ago. Guys will too, but not to the extreme, I think. But then, who wants to draw dudes? Wait, I'm drawing a dude. I don't know what I'm saying. If you like seeing my drawing, though, you can always look at them on my website, JarrettWhalen.com, JarrettWhalen. I've also got a Facebook page to this, for my channel, and what else? I think that's it. Yeah, Facebook page and my personal website where I'll post all these right afterwards. Oh, I've got Tumblr and Twitter and on DeviantArt. I'll put all these links somewhere. I'm not going to rattle them off right now. But I'm followable in a multitude of ways. I imagine once I loosen up a little more, these videos will get more fun too. Instead, I'm just kind of rambling. Although, if you ask my wife, I do that all the time anyway. So you're kind of getting unfiltered brain thoughts. His glasses look weird. I don't really like them. Oh well. I'm not going to stop. That's the biggest key. Even if you don't like something, don't stop. It's always practice. Everything you do you don't like, catalog it in your brain. Make it something to correct next time. I think that's the biggest thing about drawing. You're never perfect. There's always something you can fix. Something you can do a little different. Something that can make it better. It depends on what you're going for too. Sometimes you don't want to be perfect. Sometimes your style says, "Hey, this is good the way it is." However, don't let your shortcomings become a crutch for your style. So by that I mean don't have problems with your drawing, but just write them off as, oh, that's just my style. It's only your style if it's on purpose. Otherwise, it's a mistake, and you're just making excuses. I know it sounds kind of harsh, but I used to do the same thing. And I tried to go to an art school who was all snotty and was like, hey, you're not very good. I didn't like that, so I got better. No, I did not go to that art school either. I actually didn't go to any art school. Kind of got burnt out on the idea of going to art school after an art school shot me down. I kind of got whiny about it. I'm over it now, but I mean, that was 10 years ago. Easy. At least. God, maybe more like 15. Sometimes I feel old. This is one of those times. Look at those suspenders. So I'm considering doing like live streams eventually, once I've got some people that like pay attention to this channel. I'd like to be able to like interact with people while I do these. I think that would be fun. Give me some interesting talking points, I'm sure. Otherwise, I just kind of ramble. I think I turned his necklace into a mini tie. Now you'll probably notice I didn't put his tattoos in. I'm going to do that with some color. Got a whole bunch of colored pens. Might as well use them, right? Right. The whole idea of these videos is to be kind of quick. You know, I'm not spending an inordinate amount of time on these drawings. I want to get them done, not bore you guys to death. I've already been doing this for almost 20 minutes. I'll probably skip a bunch in post. I'm going to correct this hand a little because I don't like it. Still don't really like it, but that's alright. You're not going to like everything you do. And that's part of getting better, is just accepting that not everything you do is going to be perfect. Don't expect yourself to be perfect. Ever. Alright, so we got the base drawing done. Let's see what colors. We need some blue, red, I go with green. And yellow. For this, I have one Copic that I'm going to use, red Sharpie, green Sharpie, yellow Sharpie. I don't like these Sharpie pens as much as some of the others, but they work. Also going to grab my 70% cool gray Copic for black area. By black area, I mean his pants, wristbands, and suspenders. Fast forward right now. We're going to have speed again. Not And here's the signature. Always sign your work. What's today's date? 7? 10? 6:10. Where am I? Thanks. If you like it, like the video, subscribe, leave comments below, let me know what you think, give me ideas for more posts. Thanks.